Have you landed on the ground?
Yes, I have.
Look down at the ground above you, all around you. Describe what you see and sense. Visual sensations, feelings, emotions, and hearing are all relevant.
I'm on a flat at the bottom of a hill in this grass. It's a little chilly. The wind is blowing against my face, and that's how I feel that it's cold. The sky is like a red orange, but it's not sunset. It's just a really bright orange sky. And a bit further down, I see what looks like uh, it's a building structure that the ancient Greeks had, the Parthenon, I think it's called.
Mhm.
It's quite a bit of distance away, but all throughout, I see like flowers, all different colors, red, yellow, blue, like a purplish blue color, probably like indigo or something in that family.
Do you feel like you have a body?
Yes, I can feel my feet on the floor, on the grass.
Do you feel male, female, or both?
I'm male.
Mhm. Describe your feet, hands, clothing, or any jewelry.
Regular human feet, my clothes. It's linen pants, white linen pants, but I'm bare feet though, and white, like a off-white linen pants and off-white linen shirt, and it's a long sleeve. And I'm guessing it's a jewelry, but it's around my neck, and like the best way I can describe it is what the pharaohs have around their neck and chest. It's covering their shoulders, neck, and chest, and it's a lot of colors. It's a really interesting pattern that's on there, like a black, white, and red pattern. And on my wrist, I feel not sure how to use it, describe it in words, but it's like a gold bracelet, but it's like a different. I'm trying to use the best words to describe it. What I'm seeing, it's like a wrist plate, a golden wrist armor plate from like my wrist to like maybe a quarter way of my arm, and it's only on my right arm.
What
Thick,
about,
fluffy afro.
say again?
Thick, fluffy afro.
Mhm. What about your skin color or hair color?
Well, my hair color is black, and my skin color is brown, like it is now. No beard though, no facial hair.
Do you see your eye color?
It's blue, like a uh, almost like like an ocean blue eyes.
Beautiful. Are you carrying anything with you?
No,
Do you feel young or old?
describe old.
Do you feel like you've been in this body a long time?
No, not that long. I would say like um, a little bit before, uh, like a mid-adult, if that makes sense. Like
Mhm.
20s, 30s, but I can't really pinpoint it. I'm not like 100 years old, but
Mhm.
fairly young, but with experience in terms of time spent.
Do you notice anything else around you? Is there anyone else there with you?
I do now see someone flying. It's like a human with armor, like it's a woman. She has pretty big wings. Her wings are massively huge. She has like an armor attire,
Mhm.
um, and a sword in her hand, but it's not like she's not fighting or anything. That's just her attire, and she's um, kind of like hovering not too far away from where I am. She's kind of like just looking at me.
She floating, or you said she's human?
She's floating as if she's like flying like a couple feet up in the sky.
Hmm. Can you look into her eyes? Do you recognize her soul when you look into her eyes?
Not necessarily. I don't get anything when I look into her eyes, but her eyes are like like a golden yellow eyes.
Hmm. Let's ask to speak to this woman with wings. We're speaking to you now. Greetings, we love you, honor you, and respect you. May we ask you a few questions?
Yes.
Thank you. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself or how you are connected with him in this time and place?
Well, I recognize him. I would say this is one of his homes.
Hmm.
We were in training, like for battle. That's where I recognize him, the person I'm seeing in the linen clothing. Yes, we were in training for battle, as if it wasn't like it wasn't segregated between male and female army. Army was one, although the men practiced with one another and the women practiced with one another.
Hmm. Can you tell us what battle you were all training for?
It was a battle that a threat, I would say, came to our town and home, and we had been practicing for months. It was I would say dark, evil, uh, town that they had this extra help, and they wanted to take over our people, our civilization, and they knew that our people were really strong, and we wouldn't bend and conform to their ways. So they decided the best way to do that was to kill us all.
Mhm. Can you tell us what tribe of people you all were a part of?
The tribe that we're a part of,
Um, does your people have a certain name they go by that we could identify?
I would say the land or town that we're in is something called Acropolis. That's our town, Acropolis.
And are there other beings like you with wings?
Yes, there are. And there are also people that don't have wings, but we're all essentially the same people.
Mm-hmm.
Some have different colored wings. The ones that I have are brown, like a sandy brown. And yeah, many of us have black, grayish, white wings, multicolored wings, like a light blue and red tips for the wings, or many different heights. Some of us are 8 feet in length. Some of us are 6 feet. Some of us are 10 feet in length, but no less than 5 feet in length in terms of the people that's in this town. It's a really nice place. It's like if you would uh, think ancient Greece, but the sky's different though. Like I said, it was like a reddish orange color-ish. That's the color of the sky, actually. Yeah.
Are you on a particular planet or star or something like that?
It's another star, yes. It's not like Earth or that area
Mm-hmm. Does it have a name?
because I'm not sure. Can't think of the name, but the what would be called our sun, it's very, very, very huge in the sky. It's a white sun. It's white.
Mm.
And when it gets, well, it doesn't really get dark, but when the white sun is no longer in the sky, when the sun's not the red orange, it's like it's like the moon on Earth, but it's bluish. It's a bluish night. It gives off a blue hue on the street.
And can you tell us why you both are there together? Are you meeting there, or let us know what's going on there?
Well, I, I would say I have been looking to remind Kevin the visions and things he's been seeing, they're not all made up. They're not fictitious. It was a real life that he once lived. It's more of a way to allow for him to remember a culture that he was part of, how majestic this tribe was, how powerful he was in training. He was really showing his stride. His his wings haven't come in yet. Like I said, some people have wings, some don't. Some people get them in later times. Some of us who are a bit more advanced, we get them sooner. Some just get them a little later.
Thank you. Is there any message you want to give Kevin at this time?
That he is a warrior, not the warrior to fight wars and battles, but the warrior to protect and defend. That was our main purpose, to protect and defend. Very powerful, very agile, very swift. Bit of tingling in both of his arms. Yeah, from his hand up to like a tenth up above his wrist bone, it's tingling.
Does,
Both of his hands.
does you know if that means something specific? The tingling.
The swords and the spears and the shields that we hold, we are able to, it's like a magnet where whatever spear or sword or shield, usually they're made out of an alloy metal. We're able to hold them to our hands.
Is it kind of like a magnetic force in your arms that holds the shield and the
Yes,
swords? Okay.
yes. It's
And
like a glowing red around our hands, and they're quite heavy if a typical uh, individual would hold it. You ever heard of the story? Not sure if it's King Arthur, but there was a sword that King Arthur was bestowed, and and throughout time, they made stories about about the sword that no human can pull the sword out. It's something like that, right? Where only if you have the magnetic attraction within the palms of your hands where you can attract and call your weapon.
So the energy is kind of matched.
Mm-hmm.
The sword energy matches your energy.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Is there anything else you want to share before we move back to Kevin's perspective?
He's brave, and want to share that we were able to stand firm, and we were able to cast out the evil. That's what he was seeing. I'm not sure if it was a meditation or daydreaming, but
Hmm.
not sure if it was from daydreaming, but he heard this once. It was a group of us flying, and he was with us in battle, actually. He's brave.
Was this a vision he was seeing recently?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And are you able to share what this evil dark force was that you were fighting? Any details you can share about that?
Uh, it was evil force that wanted to take our, you would call it magic, but it was our power that they wanted to leech off of, as they knew that we were protectors and defenders, and they wanted it for themselves. They wanted to kill us, but we were able to overthrow them and not let them get to our civilization and harm any of our people. They wanted to take our power.
Are these beings similar to what we know as the archons or negative reptilians?
It is a black, uh, slimy, uh, slimy, but it's like a cloud, and and it would spit out these creatures like minions, where they would send them out to, they would materialize into matter to come, and that's how they would, that's how they birthed their army. They were like grayish skin. That's what came out of the slimy cloud. Like slimy because it would travel on the ground, but it's like in the sky, like a dark, thick cloud. And it would just burst out these creatures. Very sweaty palms, Kevin have. Very, very sweaty palms, as the tingling is still happening in his hands, but very sweaty palms. Just wanted to add that.
Is it because he's nervous or because
There's no nervousness at all. He's fine. He's fine.
are you able to describe what these creatures with gray skin look like when they materialize?
Yeah, they're they have torso, like a human chest, abs, but their face, it's like almost zombie-like. Yes, and they're where normally they're where humans would have arms. It's like uh they're like roots, like tree roots for arms, and tree bark for legs, but they can move pretty swiftly for some reason with tree barks for legs and uh, tree roots, like roots of a tree, and that's their arms. They're like tens and twenties of individual little roots just on both hands, and that's how they would. That's their weapon. That's how they would harm us. And there's times where it would sharpen and something would come out from it. They can form solid, pointy weapons with like that. And yeah, that's how they would use. That's their weapons uh, against us.
Are they as tall as you, like 6 feet, or are they smaller?
They're some are huge, like 8 feet, and some are 6 feet in length as well. Some are slim, some are pretty wide, huge.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing. Let's go back to Kevin's perspective in this life now. Thank you for all that you shared. Do you have a name that you want to share with them before we go?
They call me Zenith, and that's how you would translate it to his language. Zenith.
Zenith, thank you.
Zenith, yes.
Okay. Thank you for all that you shared. We love you, honor you, and respect you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Go back to Kevin's perspective now in this life. You're standing where you were in your linen clothes. Let's move this scene along now and go to your home in this life. You are there now. What do you see?
My home?
Your home in this life.
Ah, yes. Uh, he has to really pee, and it's
Yep. Let me just read this real quick. So you are at your home in this life now. Tell me what you see.
yes. I am in front of, I'm guessing what is my home, my house. It's like uh, as you would call it, a hut made with the natural rocks and elements from this planet. It's red. It's pretty wide and it's circular. And I see a teenage age girl, uh, my sister, and a little baby crawling when I walked in through the door. My little sister. I have a baby sister and a teenage sister, and they're wearing uh, the same skin color as me. The one who's in front of me now, it's like a black leather attire And she has, I would say, face painting on her cheeks, both sides of her cheeks, two lines on her cheeks, dots, little white dots, and uh, another streak on her chin that goes all the way down to her neck. But then the clothing that she's wearing cuts it. I don't know if it goes further. And everyone has these markings, these lines and dots on their faces. And I see my parents, my dad, pretty huge guy. He has his wings, but it's tucked in. They're black black wings with a hint of gray, like a dark gray. And my mother, her wings are fully blue and streaks of white. But my teenage sister doesn't have any wings yet, nor does my baby sister. They're preparing for what you would call dinner, but they don't normally call their foods. They don't have names for their foods like at times that you eat them. We don't use clocks as Kevin used. We don't use clocks. So it's just a feast that they're having, that they're prepping. And yes, their parents eat.
Can
They
you,
eat in these uh how can I describe it? Clay for bowls, and they mainly eat with their hands. We all eat with our hands.
can you see what you're eating?
It's difficult to describe, but it looks like rice grains, but it's in a thick uh, gravy, uh, reddish brown gravy, and we have similar vegetation as they have on Earth. This was a carrot, pretty big chunk of carrot in the bowl as well. And they have this bluish drink. It has a almost glistens a drink. Um, it's like a blue, almost slimy, but uh, it's a pleasant um, thing, pleasant drink.
Can you look into the eyes of your family and do you recognize any of their souls?
Mm, not anyone that I've met before. It's just they just feel like my parents, you know, they're not anyone that I can say I've seen or met before.
No one in your current life.
Yes,
So would you say this is your your star family, your soul family?
could be. They seem very uh you know, physically the now that I'm remembering the age, my parents are quite, my dad's almost 1,000 years old, and my mother's about 800 and something years old. But the age different. So to go back to what you had asked me, physically, I would be a young adult, but in age-wise on this planet, I'm around 400, a little after for 100 years of age. Yes. And yeah, they're very ancient and it's been around for a while. And yes,
Let's leave that scene now and go to a time where you see what it is that you do for a living in this life.
repeat that, please.
Let's go to a time in this life and see what it is that you do for a living.
Ah, yes. I work in what you would call a science lab. We all have trades and skills. We have a bit of advanced technology compared to that of Earth,
Mhm.
but our ways of living is quite, in your words, ancient. The way we dress, the structures of our buildings and roads. We have roads, but we all walk barefoot. And yes, I would say most of my time is in a science sort of lab. I have smaller children that I teach and explain the sciences of our planet and physics, and I do a lot of physics studies, astronomy, physicist, if that's the correct pronunciation, but it's understanding how things are formed, how certain reactions. It's mainly what I spend a lot of my time in this on this planet doing as my trade here.
Thank you. Let's leave that scene now. Let's go to another important time in this life where we will find answers that you seek for your highest good. You are there now. Describe what you see
Mm,
and sense.
I'm at a field, a grass field, and this is actually where I was brought during the, not sure if it was the Akashic or Ra session, but this is the exact place I was brought to. And in the middle of the field, ah, it's like columns. It's like a open column. There's no walls or doors. It's just columns, and the floors are marble, like white. marble. And in the middle, there's like a book, a red book that's there. And what it is that Kevin in this life uh, wants or need to know is to have faith in the natural elements, because that is all that we do here as far as the ground beneath us, our waters, our liquids, how we can manipulate fire as well. It doesn't burn us. It's like our skin is, how could you say, it's like a
Crystallized.
crystallized, you said?
Hmm. Like a crystalline body, or is it something different?
Well, our skin are able to withstand excess heat. It won't char or burn. It won't, it doesn't affect us. We can put our hands through fire and it feels like as if you were on earth, put your hands through water. That's what fire is like for us. Just to remember that the natural elements is a very important part of our livelihood. Something that we use to heal, something that we use to aid us. It's something that, which is the reason why I work as a physicist of sorts, where, or like a science person, where I go to understand all elements and how they function and behave and react. Just to remember, just remember that. That
Thank,
was the last message that was written in this book, this big red book that's on the stand.
thank you for that. Let's leave that scene now and go to the last day of your life. In this life, what do you see?
My last day here,
Yes.
the day of battle, actually. We're putting our armor on and our shields, our helmets, our leg guards are like they're like shin guards, but yeah, they're like sandals, but it's they're it's armor. It reflects and have the ability to, like, a gun bullet, I would say, wouldn't be able to pierce it. And we are all putting our armor on. I have my wings now, actually. It's a golden yellow color. They're not very big. It's about 6 feet on both sides in terms of the wings width. And we fly in instead of waiting for the dark thick clouds to come boom into our town. There are people that are able to put certain shields over our town, and we are at the border of the of our town, and this is the last memory that we have, our last day of us out on the battlefield, protecting and defending our home and our people.
Reflect back on your life. What are your last thoughts?
I'm glad to fight alongside my brothers and my sisters, people that I have grown a close bond with, people that looked up to me, people that held me in close admiration. We all were fighting together, and I was very proud to be with them and fight with them and protect my home and defend my family.
Beautiful. Thank you. Take your last breath. What happens next?
When my last breath was taken, it's almost like a white orb of a light came from where my chest is, and it just ascended into the sky and just it became like the wind.
Thank you. Let's leave this life now, leaving that person to continue on their own path. They will find peace. Let's leave that life now, moving away from that man, leaving him there so that they may continue on his own path. We send them on their way with love and peace. We now leave that scene with gratitude. Can I please have all of the consciousness of Kevin return back into the body, fully integrating? Can I please speak to the higher self of Kevin? Am I speaking to Kevin's higher self now?
Yes, it's me.
Greetings. Thank you for being here. We love you, honor you, and respect you.
Yes, love you.
Thank you. I know that you hold all of the records of Kevin's different lives. May I ask you some questions?
Yes.
Thank you. Can you tell us why you showed him the life on the red planet as a warrior, where they were fighting the black clouds?
Mm. Lately, there's been a deep search or a longing for being part of a community, being part of an army that stood for something. Yes, that was Kevin's original place, where it was about 400 15 years of age, and it was the best place where we've experienced community and belongingness, and he's been feeling like he's been displaced from place to place. This was his home, and he's been feeling that he was someone who had wings. We, it was no accident that he felt connected to falcons and eagles, birds. Why? You know, we didn't have him become a Atlanta Falcons fan just to be an Atlanta Falcons fan. It was mainly because he was close to, I guess you would say, birds of prey, ferocious birds. And uh, there's something with flying that he's always had. And it was our way of showing him that he's someone who's flown in the sky before. The images and visions of him flying through the clouds, that was him testing his wings when he first got them. That was just him in his daily life at home. It's not every day that they were walking, you know, instead of modes of transportations like horses or chariots or cars. We had our wings. We flew if it was long distance. And when we needed to walk, we just tucked our wings in and covered them.
Does Kevin energetically always have these wings on him, like right now?
Lately, and I guess you would say his mind's eye has been feeling like there's things or pain on his back. It was no accident, Kevin, what you were saying before. You didn't make it up. Yes, those were yours.
Thank you. And can you tell us, was there anyone on this planet with him in that life that is present in his present life now? Any souls that are on this planet with him now?
There is a kid, uh, it's the son of a friend of his, the pastor's son, Carl,
Mm-hmm.
his eldest son. He was one of the kids that was in my classrooms.
Mm.
He was there, and not sure, but my teenage sister, I feel like we know her, but I don't think we've met her in person yet. But she's here.
Okay. Thank you. Is there anything else you want to tell him about this life that you showed him?
Not necessarily that we haven't shown or said.
Thank you. Higher self, are we able to move on to his body scan now?
Yes.
Thank you. Would you like to have any archangels or guides assist you in the body scan?
Archangel Gabriel.
Thank you. Let's call on Archangel Gabriel. Let's see if they would assist. Is Archangel Gabriel here now?
Yes, I am here.
Greetings. Thank you for being here. We love you, honor you, and respect you.
I respect. I love you.
Thank you. We love you. Higher self, anyone else that you want to call on before we begin the scan?
Uriel. Archangel Uriel.
Let's call on Archangel Uriel. We love and honor you and respect you.
Hello.
Hello. Thank you for aiding in Kevin's body scan. Anyone else?
And Archangel Michael.
Archangel Michael, are you here with us?
I am here.
Greetings. We love, honor you, and respect you. Thank you for helping.
Greetings.
Okay, let's all start scanning Kevin's body from head to toe, looking for anything infringing, any entities, hooks, portals, negative AI, negative reptilian consciousness. Let's first scan and see if there's any entities of any kind. Let me know what you find.
There's a latch or a gooey matter on his brain, like the scalp of his head.
What gray matter you said?
It's black.
Oh, black.
It's a gooey black matter.
Does this have a consciousness?
Yes.
Okay. Can I ask the archangels to please encase this entity with the symbols, please? Let me know when they are encased.
It's done.
Thank you. And we'll go back to that consciousness, but let's keep scanning and find any other entities in his body now. Let me know if there's any more. Thank you.
His tongue.
What do you see on his tongue?
It's like the circuit board that you would see on like a computer chip. Instead, those are taking place on his tongue, his mouth, his teeth.
Does this have a consciousness?
No,
Is it like AI, an AI technology?
it's definitely tech.
Can you see what this is causing him, what it's doing to him?
Holding back his tongue, not from pulling back his tongue from speaking his truth, speaking and channeling what's coming from his brains, his mind, his conscious. It's like it blocks also his real true taste for food. He hasn't really tasted food in the way that he should, but mainly from speaking boldly, speaking courageously. It's just there.
You know how it got there or who put it there?
Oh, it was his mother from Earth, but it was not coming from his mother. His mother was influenced to hold him from voicing his desires, fears, concerns, and it turned into uh, he was influenced, his mom on Earth was influenced to take him to the dentist, and that's when he was placed. They did something with his teeth, and his mouth was really numb. Yes,
Was she influenced by something that was attached to her, like energetically?
yes, it was someone who she was close with or considered their opinions very highly, and and uh, convinced her she needed to do this.
So was this placed by, like, energetically by a dark being? Can you explain more about that?
It's a dark being for sure. The dentist. He found Kevin at the time when he was brought to the dentist to be a bright young child. And the tools they had there, the tools that they used, it's, yeah, it would sometimes show itself. There's times where we've seen Kevin's mouth on his tongue, it's just really white, like, uh, very uh, pale, chalk white things on his tongue. That's what that was.
So how is it they were able to implant this negative technology? Did Kevin have to consent to this, or how did they do that?
It was his mom. He took him to the dentist and signed the forms to have his teeth checked. There was no need. for him to get his teeth or mouth checked. His mom was really afraid that he was gonna develop a malignant in his mouth,
Mhm.
and that's why she felt that she had to console someone close to her, and they recommended the dentist of the one that she went to.
Mhm. And is there a reason this dark being put this on his tongue or anyone else they were seeing?
You said the reason why it was put on his tongue?
Mm-hmm.
He is quite powerful, and his words have, or before, would have the ability to vibrate out. His words carried a uh uh it's like a when he would speak, it would echo out. So
Like a healing vibration.
yes, his words typically is formed with the tongue in his mouth. So they had to, it was no choice of his own, but it was placed in his mouth. And his mouth was stayed open for a while after the procedure. When he came from the dentist, it was swollen. Uh, whatever medicine they gave or anything that his mother had to give him here on earth is what formed the like circuits, the circuitry on like a computer chip. Yes, that's what caused it, and it subdued the vibration from him speaking and carried out.
So it was also from the medicine he was given.
Yes,
So the dentist placed something energetically and also the medicine added to it.
yes.
Do you know what the medicine was?
Not sure. It's weird science word. The ones can hardly pronounce, even if I were to see it.
Is it something that they give kids often
Yes,
for pain or what is it for?
it's a like a pain reliever of sort.
Ibuprofen or
It starts with an I. That starts with an I.
that's the eye, I'm not sure. Okay, so should we use the Phoenix Fire and just clear that negative AI out?
Yes,
Okay, sending Phoenix Fire now. Let me know when it's all dissolved, please.
it's done.
Thank you. Okay, let's keep scanning for any other entities or consciousness. So we can go back to the other entity. Let me know what you find, please.
His eyes.
What do you see on his eyes?
They're it's like a thick, glossy veil. It's like the exact eyes itself. It's foggy. It's he's not seeing what he should or need to be seeing, whether it's energetically or physically. It's like a cloudy, not cloudy, but it's
Like a
like a, say it again.
like a veil over his eye.
It's directly on his eyes.
Mm.
Yes.
Is it like a cataract?
Uh, if you've ever seen like a blind person a blind person's eyes, it's like you can see their eyes, but it's almost as if the eyes are not there. The
A what
iris
person?
itself, it's as if the eyes are not there. It's
Mm.
just blocked.
Do you know what caused the eyes to have this covering over it?
Religion,
Religions?
yes.
How can we heal this for him today?
It was starting to see clear. It was there. Traces of it is lagging, or pieces of it remains. How to heal it? Mm. It's almost as if there's a cord almost attached to his eyes,
Hmm.
but it's not like a physical cord. It's like yeah, like like imagine a cord with like electricity running all through the cord. That's what's connecting him to the last fragments. The media, TV has tainted his vision, has tainted his sight, has tainted his foresight. It's been so long since it happened when we first came to America from Haiti. And he was just sitting really, really close to the TV, watching Phil of the Future on Disney Channel. Just glued to the television on Disney Channel for hours on end, hours and hours and hours. He didn't go to school yet. Wake up, eat cereal, watch TV, cartoons, Tom and Jerry, more television, more television, and it just seeped into his brain. He's watched TV before in Haiti, but it wasn't to the extent and magnitude that he did when he came to America here. It was just like a drug addict finally getting their high, finally getting that needle to them. That's what the TV did to his 8-year-old brain. He was weak. It was like it was pulling him as if the television had like this blue, fiery, like energy coming from it.
Would you say there's some type of black magic coming through the TV?
Most certainly, it's all bad.
Is it not necessarily one channel? Is it all channels or only some?
It's all of it. The some channels are good. Like he really liked Animal Planet. He really liked watching animals in the safari, animals in the ocean life.
Mhm.
Those are good, but majority of the programming and shows and news, whatever it was that he was watching, feeding his 8-year-old mind. His parents did not know any better. His mom did not know any better. She was always working. His dad would come home, fall asleep while watching TV. That's how you know it was strong. You could knock out a grown adult, just have him sleeping and in the middle of watching a TV show. He didn't know, but the majority of what he was consuming was a way for them to infiltrate his consciousness and groom his thinking and formulate his behavior, which is was easy to assimilate to the American culture because it picked up everything from just watching hours of television.
So when you say they, who's they? In
The
film.
archons, the evil forces, the artificial intelligence, the ones that are plaguing our technology, and it's the best way for them to attract children's minds and focus.
So if there were shields over the TVs, would this make a difference?
Most definitely, it would steer the like a certain shows or channels, not necessarily channels, but because now there's streaming, so there's really not a lot of channels, but by shielding and protecting, putting a sacred symbol, shield over television, laptops, phones, it would block anything coming energetically from the TV screens, from the screens themselves, because the screens are similar to how you would say you would go into a trance. That's the power that it would block
Like a
and hold and
hypnosis?
restrain. Yes, it would restrain that and certain things people who do shield and protect their technology in their homes, certain things they wouldn't watch because a lot of times at at first hand they may seem innocent. The shows, the news, the sports that they force on our TVs, the NBAs, the NFLs, the uh, baseballs, the reality shows, the Fox News, the those types of content and the things that majority of people consume, those are the things that's planting seeds in their minds, in their brains. They think that the ideas and thoughts are theirs, but it's not. It's simply things that because when they sit in front of a television show, they're being put in a trance, and it's easy for subliminal messages to pass through because they're not conscious enough. They're only conscious to do things like pick up and use the remote, stand up from where they're sitting, and come back. It's like a magnet that pulls them to the TV, to the phones, where it's like a pull. It's just constantly pulling them in, constantly.
So what can we do for people that we care about that are very attached to these shows and sports? I mean, what can we do about that? Or how can we help?
It's very difficult because it's almost like they, meaning the artificial intelligence who's controlling politicians, who's controlling the people behind the medias and the televisions. It's almost as if they reached out from the screen and with their hands and got a hold of their brains. They, in order to break away from it, they would have to start people that we care for. They would have to really go out more, spend more time in the sun, on the grass, in parks, limit the televisions. Not saying that to not watch sports. Sports are better done out with other people, but regardless of what it is that people are consuming, by, I mean, they're so desensitized to it now, that there's so much technology around us that it's alien for us to be outside,
Yeah.
for us to take our shoes off, stick our toes in the grass and the dirt and you know we can't even swim in the lakes and rivers anymore. It's so polluted, it's so filthy. They don't clean it. But being out more, allow for the sun to re-energize us, allow for the dirt, the grass, the earth to anchor us as a whole. But yes, spend more time outside, limit the consumption, be careful of the things you put in front of your children because it's so easy to get to kids. It's
So
very easy to get to kids.
if you're putting up shields of protection over your TVs and like electronics, would your family be safe if they were watching TV?
Yes, it wouldn't have such a hold on them. They wouldn't be pulled into it. It would be more of a deliberate choice.
Okay, thank you. Do we need to send some healing to his eyes to remove anything?
Yes.
What should we do to heal his eyes?
Mm. Tear the cord and veil that's been clouding his sight and his internal judgment. Like they say, the eyes is a gateway to the soul. Whatever you put in front of your eyes has a direct link to your inner being, and cutting it out, the core that had the electricity over it, connected to both of his eyes, and yeah, the one that was kind of like filtering. Yes, that's what it was. It's like filtering his eye color, his whole eyes. That's what it is.
Should we ask Archangel Michael to cut that energetic cord and transmute it?
Yes, yes.
Okay, let's ask Archangel Michael to do that, please. Let me know when it's gone. The cord and the veil over his eyes.
It's done.
Thank you. Can we ask Yeshua to fill in some of his love light to any of the areas that we removed something today?
Yes.
Thank you, Yeshua. We love you, honor you, and respect you. Okay, let's keep scanning. Do we see anything else? Any other entities? Reptilian consciousness? Any open portals, hooks? Negative AI technology?
Hmm. His shoulders, both shoulders, traps area.
What's on his shoulders?
They're like, it's like it's a conscious being, a vulture of some sort that's on his shoulder. They got their claws, their foot nails on his shoulders.
There's more than one on it, holding onto his shoulders.
It's more than one.
Can we encase these entities with the symbols, please? Let me know when they're encased. We'll come back to later. Let's keep scanning and make sure there's no other entities so we can speak with them all at once. Are there any other entities you see?
His stomach,
Stomach?
in his stomach, yes.
Let's encase them with the symbols, please. Let's keep scanning. Any other entities?
Near his groin genital area.
Okay, let's encase with the symbols. Let's keep scanning. Any other entities? Any other consciousness attached?
His foot and his toes, bottom of his feet, his toes. There's entities there.
Okay, let's encase all of those entities, please. And keep scanning. Are there any other entities, consciousness anywhere else on his body? We don't want to leave anything behind today.
There's a pretty black, it's a big black portal on his back. It's like over his whole back.
What is it? A big what?
It's a portal or a dark hole.
Oh,
It's uh, there and
okay,
uh,
let's encase that portal, please, with the symbols. So it's contained. Let's keep scanning any other entities, consciousness.
his spinal cord and his it's tech. It's like chips that are in each vertebrae of his spine is yes, and his hamstrings, his thighs, back of his thighs.
You said these are chips implanted.
In the vertebrae, yes.
Do we need to contain with the symbols, or is it just AI technology?
It's AI tech.
And do you know how these got there in his spine and the back of his thighs?
Hmm. It was a trauma where was uh, pretty bloody, where he attempted to do backflips with the other children in Haiti. It was a town that he was visiting, family he was visiting. First, they opened his uh, forehead, and he bled, and was a blackout. Yeah, he was blacked out. Don't quite remember. At
So
least what happened after.
something happened then when he was blacked out that they inserted these chips.
Let's say it was the medicine that he was given, but I'm not sure.
Okay,
He was not taken to a hospital because he was like in the country, sort of, and there was a lot of family members, cousins that was in the house, and it was some medicine.
so there's AI, negative AI technology in medicines they're giving people, and it's in that way.
Yes, anything that they had to encapsulate or put in bottles in liquid form or anything of that nature is a way for nanotech to enter people's uh, systems, their bloods, yeah, their bloodstreams and their central nervous systems and and their neural pathways. It's the easiest way to get into it.
So how would we know, or how would we know how to avoid these nanotechnologies? If it, is there specific liquids they're putting it in, or it can be in anything we're drinking or medicine?
Uh, Mainly the medicine, the things that they categorize or call medicine. Uh, there are they are they can be found in drinks like fountain drinks or sodas and and beers and uh, also um, the food as well, but the drinks, the liquid form is it's easier to get into the bloodstream, whilst food takes a bit longer to get into the body. It takes a while to digest, but liquids, humans process liquids quicker, I would say, into their systems. And it has a direct impact. Like when you take a liquid medicine, you normally feel it first before you, let's say, eat plant food, something that's not processed or have any chemicals. It takes a while for it to have an effect.
So how can we prevent from ingesting these nanotechnologies? Can we transmute it when we pray over our food or clear anything that we're going to ingest? Would that transmute these technologies, or what can we do?
Yes, it can transmute the nanotech that's within them. They're so tiny you don't can't see it or see the effect of it immediately, but being intentional when people are consuming their foods to ask that any forms of negative tech be removed from the foods that we eat and and be mindful of the things, the liquids that we are putting in our bodies. We should mainly be drinking a lot of water, more so than any other liquids. But what can you say? You can't tell everybody to not drink, their favorite drinks. But if they want to, it's best to put alchemy symbols in and ask Source to essentially protect their bodies from taking in any negative substances when they are ingesting any food or drinks.
Beautiful, thank you. That was definitely very eye-opening and helpful. Thank you. So can you tell us what these negative chips were causing him in his spine and his thighs? What do they do once they're in there?
Uh, One can say paralysis, indecision, confusion, a lack of drive and activity. Uh, so much he wants to do, but it's held back. It's being controlled in a way, but he's Kevin. Kevin is being controlled in a way because of these foods and nanotech.
Can we clear these nanotechs out with some Phoenix Fire?
Yes,
Okay, sending some Phoenix Fire energy now. Let me know when it's all cleared from his spine and his legs.
it's done.
Thank you. Yeshua, would you please fill in with some love light for Kevin, please? Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Let's keep scanning. Anything else so we can go back to the other entities, any other entities or consciousness on Kevin, anywhere else in his body?
We must pause for a bathroom break.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Okay, let's go back to keep scanning for any other entities, consciousness, any other of these on your body.
Is the skeletal system.
The whole skeletal system.
Yes, it's not a it's not the natural color that it is. It's fully black, black skeleton.
What's causing it to be black?
Unfiltered water, not enough greens, vegetable greens.
What kind of unfiltered water? Like you mean tap water?
Usually, it can be tap water because in certain neighborhoods, the city's water is filled with fluoride um, and chemicals that they melted in the water, and there are still traces of those chemicals that was burned in that water and goes through the pipes into our faucets and some of the bottled waters that is sold in stores.
What?
And
Oh, go ahead.
not enough omega-3 or not enough fish causes an imbalance in his skeletal system. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, what can he do to help with the water situation? How can he get safe water to drink?
Water is very healing in getting a sort of filter on the faucets, our shower heads, the water that we drink. So we're not ingesting any of those harsh chemicals that's in the water.
What about,
Blessing the water helps too.
thank you. What about spring water and distilled water in the store? Is that not good too?
As long as the water came from a natural source,
Okay,
yes, it's fine.
okay, thank you for that. What can we do to help heal the skeletal system?
Since the skeleton is the meeting point of all the other bodily systems, like the muscles connect to the bones, the nerves are attached to the bones to repair this disease or blackening of the skeletal system is by being very mindful with the foods that we eat and making sure that we're eating food that supports the natural growth of our joints, bones, muscles. Look for foods that uh, not only resemble certain organs in the body, but the ones that uh, chemically thrive. For example, celery are good for bones density, for bone density. Uh, Kale is good for bone health. It clears it, brings it back to its natural state, and those can filter through the other systems because everything is in like an insertion point with the bones, because it's like a building block. The skeleton is a foundation, and many people disregard the skeletal system, but it's very, very, very crucial and important. Not only does it protect the organs, but it's what allows for us to grow, bear our weight. It's it's what it's the secret to aging, actually, our bones, because of the food that we essentially have been eating or programmed to eat, thinking that certain foods are better than most, thinking that certain diets are better than most. It's taking our attention away from the importance of just having our bodies in its most natural state on all organs, all uh, of the bodily tissues and everything like that. And yes, the more we eat chemicals and drink uh, fluoride in our waters, the more it ages us, and then we see it on our skin, our faces, wrinkles, our activity levels. Bones are very important to take care of. The other organs are just as important as well, but let's not forget about the bones.
So to heal this, he can make sure he's drinking spring water, no more tap water, filter his faucets, and eat a more clean, natural diet, like more veggies, and cut out like heavy foods like meat and dairy, sugar.
Well, Evan has a problem with this where he tends to eat ravishly, but he's been fighting with this for a long time since he got his first job. That's when he was venturing out into other diets because before he had a job, his mother was the one making food. So he was not really in control of his food choices. And now he has made efforts to eat more clean, but it's more important. And yes, the waters that we're drinking and eating balanced diets, and, more veggies and fruits than burgers and red meats, chicken, and essentially the things that Kevin loves to eat.
Okay.
The savory and things that at the end you just feel heavy, bloated, and uh, just stuck. A lot of the foods that should be eating should be giving us life, should be giving us energy, just like how the sun gives energy to the plants and the trees and the roots, soil, and then the animals eat it and then they take in that energy. That's what we should be doing on as well.
Thank you. Can we just send his skeletal system some healing light energy? Will that help?
It's muted. Yes, it will be more since it's bones. Uh, the food choice will have a longer lasting impact.
Okay, let's send him some healing light energy to his bones now. Let's keep scanning his body. We don't want to leave anything behind today. Are there any other entities, reptilian consciousness, anything else that you see?
Mm, no.
Thank you. Okay, let's go back to all of the entities in the encasement. Can we see if all of these entities are connected to each other, or do we need to go one by one?
Uh, they're separate.
Okay. Let's go back to the entity on his brain, on the scalp. We are speaking to you now. Come up, up, up now through time. Greetings.
Hello.
Hello. We love you, honor you, and respect you. May we ask you some questions, please?
Sure.
Thank you. Do you have a name?
Not necessarily a name. We're just a being.
Mhm. Is it more than one of you?
It's a multitude of us. We're like all bunched up together.
Do you have bodies somewhere else
Yes, we have bodies somewhere else, but not here.
on another planet?
Yes.
Are you a specific race of beings?
We are a race of beings. Yes,
Can you tell us what race that is?
it's reptilian.
And can you tell us why you attached there to his brain and how?
Hmm. Such a young, bright mind he has. We needed his intelligence to siphon his uh, muscle, his brain power.
So you're siphoning his intelligence out.
Yes, that's why he's only been average in academics. Could have been a lot smarter, but his intelligence is beyond the understanding or at the time of his peers. So
Can you
it
tell?
was
Go ahead.
it was best that we latched on early.
How is it that you were able to latch on to his brain?
Through the TV, the television, it's a portal for us, and it was very easy to get inside his mind and cause confusion and cause doubt and cause for him to question his judgment and answers through the kids' TV shows and the cartoons. It was easy to get in through there.
And can you tell us what discomforts or anything that you're causing him being attached to his brain there?
Forgetfulness can cause for him to forget things that he learns and reads, things that would essentially be of use for him later on.
Thank you. Are you attached to any other people besides Kevin?
Other people too that are smart and brilliant that we have under our control.
Can you tell us how many other people you're attached to?
It's several thousand, several thousand.
Mhm. Thank you. So as Earth and the universe is ascending, parasitic entities like you will no longer be able to be attached to people. Therefore, we would love to be able to assist you today so that when this ascension comes forth, you won't be recycled straight back to source, back to zero, losing the experiences you gained through being negatively polarized. Instead, we can assist you today to spread your light, helping you ascend into a positive polarization, retaining all the wisdom gained through this being negatively polarized. You would be free to incarnate somewhere else, no longer having to feed off others' lights. You would be your own creator being, creating your own light. Would you please allow us to help you spread your light today?
Yes,
Beautiful, thank you. So I would like to ask you now to start finding the light within you and start spreading it to all of you. Keep spreading the light. I'll send you light to assist. Let me know when all of you are all of the light. Are all of you agreeing to positively polarize?
Yes,
Beautiful, thank you. Let me know when you are all of the light once more, please.
it's done.
Thank you. I would like to ask Archangel Azrael, please would you lead these group of now positive polarized reptilian beings to wherever it is that they're meant to go so they do not become strayed on their way. Do any of you have
Course.
a message? Thank you. Do any of you have a message for Kevin before you leave?
No,
Thank you. We send you in love and light of the one infinite creator. Thank you. And Yeshua, would you please fill in some love light to his brain, please? Thank you.
yes,
Thank you. Beautiful. Thank you. Okay, let's move on to his shoulders, where there were beings holding on to him with their claws. Can we speak to you now?
speaking.
Greetings. We love you, honor you, and respect you. Can we please ask you some questions?
Yes,
Thank you. Can you tell, do you have a body here or somewhere else?
I have the body of a vulture.
Are you just one being or are there more of you?
There's more of us.
How many more of you?
Hundreds.
Hundreds? And can we ask, are you attached to any other people?
People from Kevin's family on his mother's side, his aunts, his uncles, his cousins.
So have you all been attached to people in his family for a long time?
Yes, we have.
Is this part of a lesson or a contract with the family?
It's a contract.
How was this contract made?
The patriarch head of the family, the grandfather of Kevin,
Mm-hmm,
during his time as a fisherman in Haiti.
mm-hmm.
It's the bloodline that they have that we hold on to.
What happened for you to be able to do that? Did his grandfather do something or did something happen?
As a fisherman in during his time, it's a bit difficult to feed 9 kids on that salary. He agreed to give his time and labor to spend hours on a boat catching fish and being out in the sea. And kind of held on to his children or anyone who have his blood even after his passing.
So are you saying he made an agreement with you dark beings to get fish?
Have access to money from fishing, the labor to trade for money.
Can you tell me what discomfort you're causing him being attached?
Well, with everyone, and him included, it's mainly labor. In exchange for labor or hard physical work, we will give them money, but it's as long as they continue to work, they will have money and enslave their bodies to work they don't necessarily enjoy because it's for the sake of taking care of their families, so they wouldn't think twice to do it.
So are you saying that you hold them and limit them to working hard labor instead of breaking out of that limiting belief and doing something else?
Yes,
Thank you. So as you heard the other beings positively polarized just now, would you beings also like to positively polarize today so you do not have to be recycled back to source?
yes,
Thank you. I'll start sending you some light and start searching within you the light and start spreading it to all of you until you are all of the light once more. Let me know when you're all of the light.
it's done.
Thank you. And will this ripple out to his family since you're detaching from his bloodline?
Yes,
Thank you. Would you beings be willing to stay until we talk to the other beings and assist them in just spreading their light also, now that you are all of the light again?
we can go.
Okay. Do you have a message for Kevin before you go?
Yes, your family are very hard workers. They love to work. That's why we were able to latch on to them so easily, into the bloodlines. Anyone who was born from his grandfather. They're smart people as well, fierce people. That's what we mainly came to get from your family. That's all.
Beautiful. Thank you. Archangel Azrael, will you please help lead the light beams to wherever is meant to go next, please? Thank you. We send you in love and light.
Yes,
Thank you. Can we please, with their higher self's permission, Yeshua send Kevin's family light and also the other people's higher selves from the other entities, please, with their permission.
Yes.
Beautiful, thank you. Okay, let's go to the next area. Let's go to the stomach. We're speaking to you now, the entity in the stomach. Greetings.
Greetings.
Hello, is it just one of you? Or are there more?
Just one of us.
Do you have a name?
No.
Do you have a body somewhere else?
I do have a physical body, but now I would appear as a kind of like a phantom ghost now.
Mhm. Can you tell me how you were able to attach to his stomach, please?
Yes. The taste of salt. There's so much sodium in the food here in America. The fast food, the burgers, so much sodium. And it was a vibrational match when Kevin's parents were feeding his young body with a lot of fast foods like Burger King, Popeyes, McDonald's. His mother worked in McDonald's, so we flourished here. She would bring back a lot of chicken sandwiches from work. He had no choice but to eat them, and that's how we grew. And we just stayed there because a lot of the foods have high amounts of sodium in them, unnatural amounts of sodium, and that's what we crave and thrive on.
So if he was putting up energetic and spiritual shields, would you have been able to enter?
No, we would not have been able to pierce through and enter.
Thank you. So as you heard before, would you also like to positively polarize today and return to the light?
Yes.
Beautiful, thank you. Go ahead and start spreading your light. Find the light within you. Let me know when you're all the light again, please. Thank you.
It's done.
Beautiful. Archangel Azrael, will you please lead this being to wherever it is they're meant to go? Do you have a message for Kevin before you leave?
Ah, it was fun to eat all those dirty foods. We made him believe it tasted good. So to him, it tasted good. So
Thank you. We send you in love and light. Okay, let's go to the groin. We're speaking to the entity in the groin now. Greetings. We love you, honor you, respect you.
hello.
Hello. Maybe ask you questions.
Yes.
Thank you. Is it just one of you? Are there more than one?
It's just one.
Do you have a body somewhere else?
Yes, I do.
Is it on another planet or earthbound?
It's another planet, yes.
Are you reptilian?
Yes.
And can you tell us how you came to attach to his groin area?
Pornography.
And can you tell us what discomfort you're causing him?
Well, the comfort was the immediate satisfaction that he would get from watching hours of porn and fueling his genitals, his root chakra, and to make him feel that it's the best pleasure for him.
You, are you attached to anyone else?
Yes, to people and others who have a deep affection for porn and masturbation and masturbating desperately to satisfy that feeling and to get the satisfaction of release.
So in a way, once you attach, you make these people more addictive and more more addicted.
Yes,
How many other people are you attached to?
millions, millions,
Billions,
millions.
millions? Thank you. Would you also like to positively polarize today so you do not have to be recycled back to zero?
Oh, yes, yes.
Beautiful, thank you. Sending you light. Start finding the light within you. Spread it to all of you until you are all the light once more. Let me know when you're all the light again.
It's done.
Thank you. And archangels, can we please send healing to all those millions of people's higher selves with their permission, please?
Yes.
Thank you. Do you have a message for Kevin before you go?
No.
Thank you. And Archangel Azrael will lead you to wherever you're going next. Thank you. Let's go to Kevin's feet and toes. We're speaking to the entity there now. Greetings. We love you, honor you, and respect you.
Hello.
Hello. Are we speaking to just one being or are there multiple?
There's multiple.
How many are there?
Uh, it's a handful. It's not a lot. It's not more than 100, but it's quite a bit. Quite a bit.
And are you also negative polarized reptilian beings?
Yes.
And can you tell us what you're causing him on his feet? Any discomfort?
The dry, the scaly uh, foot, the sweatiness in his toes.
And how was it you were able to attach to his feet?
Through an injury when he wore track cleats, no socks. His foot was quite clammy and moist.
So because it was a lower vibration, you were able to jump in and attach to his feet.
Yes,
Thank you. And are you attached to anyone else?
just his foot.
Thank you. Would you, all of you, also like to positively polarize today?
Yes.
Beautiful. Starting to send you light. Start finding the light within you. Spread it to all of you. To you're all of the light once more. Let me know when you're all of the light.
It's done.
Thank you. Archangel Azrael will lead you on your way. Do you have a message for Kevin?
No.
Thank you. We send you in love and light.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now let's go back to Kevin's back where there's a black portal on his whole back. Let's look at that now. Are there any beings there? We're speaking to you now.
Oh, hello.
Hello, greetings. We love you, honor you, and respect you. Through this portal that you're looking through, is there just one of you or multiple?
There's millions of us.
Are you also reptilian beings?
Yes.
And what are you, why are you using this portal to look through at Kevin, or what are you causing?
Weakness within himself. Lack of strength in his self. Uncertainty within himself. Indecision. Judgment within himself. Criticism within himself.
Are you attached to other people?
Yes.
How many other people?
Millions all throughout.
And can you tell me how you were able to attach to his back or open this portal on his back?
Drunkenness. When the times that you originally and first was drunk.
Thank you. And would you, all of the millions of you, would you also like to positively polarize today?
Yes.
Beautiful. Sending all of you light. Let me know when all of you are all of the light once more.
It's done.
Thank you. Do you have a message for Kevin before you go?
No.
Thank you. Archangel Azrael will lead you. We send you with love and light.
Yes.
Thank you. Yeshua, would you please send those millions of people some light with their higher self's permission, please?
Yes.
Beautiful. Thank you. Okay, higher self and Uriel Gabriel. Can you scan his body and make sure there's nothing else infringing on his energy? We don't want to leave anything behind today.
Uh, there are strings attached to his fingers, all 10 fingers and all 10 of his toes, kind of like a puppet.
Mm-hmm.
And it's connected to this red cloud. It's attached to this red cloud.
What's this red cloud? What is that?
It's looming over his conscious, over his head, and it's theoretically controlling his actions and decisions.
How is it controlling? Is this red cloud have consciousness?
Yes, it has a conscious.
We ask the archangels to please encase this red cloud, please, with the symbols.
Yes.
Thank you. Can we speak to the consciousness in this red cloud, please? Greetings.
Hello.
Hello. Can I ask you some questions, please?
Sure.
Thank you. Do you have a name or a body?
Neither. It's not here. It's not on this planet. I don't have a name, but I do have a home
Where's that home?
somewhere far from Earth.
Are you a
Another planet of sorts.
are you a reptilian also, or are you something else?
It is. We are uh, considered a reptilian race.
There's more than one of you.
For now, it's just one on him.
And how is it that you came in this red cloud attached to him?
His school teachers,
How did you
elementary and middle schools.
mhm. How did you attach through his school teachers?
Little children's minds are easy targets to manipulate. And who else do they trust and confide in other than their parents? It's the teachers. He, this one red cloud specifically, latched on to Kevin. Maybe it was third or fourth grade from an elementary teacher. And they influenced his mind a lot since it hasn't been that many years since he's been in the American school system, maybe 2 to 3 years max. So it was very easy to manipulate his his actions and his personality.
So did you jump from the teachers onto him through the teachers?
Yes,
Thank you. And what discomfort are you causing him? You're controlling him in a way?
his actions, his indecision, his anything that hinders him from doing something with his hands and his feet. Yes.
Thank you. Would you also like to positively polarize today?
Yes.
Thank you. I'm going to start sending you light now. Find the light within you and spread it to all of you. Let me know when you're all of the light again.
Yes. It's done.
Thank you. Do you have a message before Azrael leads you out?
No.
Thank you. We send you in love and light. Yeshua, will you please fill in love light for Kevin, please?
Yes, of
Thank
course.
you. Thank you. Okay, let's keep scanning him. We don't want to leave anything behind today. Do we see any more dark portals on him? Any DNA that needs to be unintegrated?
His 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 heart. His heart.
Mhm. What do we see in his heart?
It's they're like it's like a metal prong that's holding onto his beating heart. And yes, it's a metal like a mechanical arm that's like wrapped around his heart.
Like squeezing it,
Cleaving, you said?
like almost like squeezing it.
It's not squeezing, it's more of like a kind of holding it tightly.
And can we see what caused that or how did that get there?
Uh, Heartaches from the treatment he received from his parents, both mom and father, and heartaches from middle school crushes, high school relationships, and yeah, heartaches and moments where he felt hurt, bruised, not loved, not comforted.
How can we heal this for him today?
Source, source light.
Send him some source love light, Phoenix fire. Should I send some Phoenix fire to his heart?
Yes,
Okay, sending now. Let me know when that is removed.
it's done.
Thank you. Are there any negative cords, implants, hooks that need to be removed today?
There are cords on his forehead, his throat, his sacral chakra.
These are all negative cords.
Yes,
Can we ask Archangel Michael to cut and seal those cords now, please?
it's done.
Thank you. Higher self, can we heal him of any illnesses, anything with his vision, dental health today?
His vision, yes. So he doesn't squint when he reads anymore.
Thank you. Can we age regress him today at all?
Yes.
Perfect. How many years can we age regress?
12 years.
Thank you. And can you tell us what this age regression will do specifically for him?
Replenish his systems, his bodily systems, rejuvenate his organs, allow him to be filled with youthful energy.
It will make his body and cells 12 years younger in a sense.
A physical form, yes. Yes.
So
And energetically.
can we heal any blocked chakras, open his third eye, expand his heart today?
His third eye, the pineal gland, has been pretty opened. We make sure that he feels it and knows it. It just keeps denying it, but it's there. It's open. There's no blockage. Open and expand his heart. Remove any blockages or energies in his root chakra, sacral chakra.
Thank you. What about can we heal any issues with his auric field today?
No.
Okay. What about can he have any fragmented soul pieces returned today?
Can you ask the question again?
Any lost soul pieces he can have returned?
Yes.
Thank you. Where are um, these fragmented pieces from, or the area it's going back to, so he knows?
His mind for in his hands and for creativity, know that they're connected. There's a lot of power when he writes and pulls the things from his imagination and puts it on paper. Creative soul.
Thank you. And can we end any negative contracts today or heal any trauma from a current or past life?
Yes.
Thank you. And can we please cut his matrix cord in the back of his neck, please, today?
Yes.
Thank you. And can we just do one last body scan, make sure there's nothing else left behind? We don't want to leave anything behind today.
It's nothing hiding.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you all for who aided today in his body scan and healing. Thank you, love you, honor you, and respect you. Higher self, I know
You,
you. Thank you. Higher self, I know he's been in there a long time. Is it okay if we ask you some of his questions, or how many? Is it a how many can we do?
you can continue.
Okay. So his first question is, after doing the human design test, he learned a few things about himself, but it wasn't explained in the fullest detail. Who is he really, and is he of a starseed origin?
For the last part, yes. The can't think of the exact name, but his star seed origin is their skin is it's multicolored. They're winged beings from different bird species, I would say. That's how they're different colors. But his was like a golden brown or a reddish brown type of hue. And the human test essentially is yes, he is a natural leader, which is why he evidently have issues uh, with being commanded or being directed. He's more of a person who leads, not points and boss and command and direct, but lead. It's written in his DNA. It's just a matter of it's a matter of just what makes him a pioneer, what makes him a an anchor instead of being pulled and dragged by norms, by social parameters. He has the ability to really put forth the things that are in his creativity.
Was his star seed origin the planet that he visited earlier, or is it different?
That is the one.
And is Veronique also from this star or from a different one? How are they connected?
They are connected because they've crossed paths before in other lives, but she was not there on that planet at that time.
Are you both twin flames or soulmate?
We are twin flames. We are one. We are connected spiritually, but that planet that he was on, she was not there yet.
Thank you. He wants to know the connection background to his Haitian ancestry and bloodline.
Uh, come from a lineage of people who practiced magic. They had a hand in the Haitian Revolution. It's lost and tainted, but there's a connection to a general that was in the Haitian army a long time ago. But yes, the family have people who are intuitive, extremely intuitive, and Kevin has been hearing the voices. He just doubted. He didn't know where the voices were coming from. He didn't think it was his voice, so he pushed it and rejected the voice. But a lot of his aunts, others carry the trait of an intuitive individual.
Yeah, and he wants to know, he said he was told in a guided meditation from his higher self that visions of him building a future city will be fully revealed to me during this session. Is this my mission?
Finally, it took us a very long time to communicate this message to him. It's similar to his star home, the structures, the architecture. It's close, but not exact. But yes, he had asked whether he's been over his head with those visions. No, they're rightfully his. The visions are a foresight of, as long as he continues in this trajectory, then things will align and be placed in front of him to complete out his mission. He's been feeling, for lack of better words, empty, or a lack of purpose. His struggle was, how does he create a legacy? It's not to build a business and pass on to his son or any kids he has after. It's to bridge and connect to a society that is natural, that is a leader in industries throughout the world. It's meant to be a safe haven and a model for the governments. I mean, we needed to make sure that there's no cords or negative attachments until we can continue. But yes, the visions that he's been receiving have been channeled through a creator as a as a as a nudge for what his purpose here on this planet is.
Does him this helping build a future city, does this have anything to do with helping build the new Earth?
Can you elaborate on the new Earth?
The higher vibrating Earth that we will eventually be after, during and after ascension.
Yes, it will be a model for every other country, and it will be the new norm, meaning there won't be any religion, there won't be any predatory school institutions that plague the minds of children. There won't be any bias towards culture, color of skin, or ethnicity. There will only be community, collective, a collective of citizens that are fully within their gifts and within their sovereign rights, and where a city, a country, or a community where it's almost like a night and day to this Earth's government systems and the structure, the societal structure that's been placed. None of that will be evident at this new city. It will have everything open, transparent, unlocked. Any books that holds the real truths, anyone who can channel these truths, things that we've been deemed as tales, folklore, myths, they will all be revealed and put front and center, where everything that has been covered, controlled, manipulated will be a normal day at this city. So yeah, in what you're saying, New Earth, it's something that will spread throughout other countries
So is this something that's going to happen soon, like in our lifetime, these huge changes on Earth?
in this lifetime. Yes,
Does
we
it
will
have any,
see it.
mhm. Does it have anything to do with what's something big that's gonna happen next year, 2024?
There is a huge shift, and there are things currently lining up to make this city and world a reality where it'll be the beginning. It's where the first brick will be laid.
That will be next year.
Yes,
Can you give us any other details about that at this time?
there will be a disruption in the political systems. People will start to see the gaps and the holes and the injustice, but they won't necessarily have the power to really do anything against it unless everyone remove themselves from the shackles of the dark AI and reptilian species, from corrupting their minds and unlocking their hearts to fully live in a world of peace.
So you're saying that there will be some sort of mass awakening
Yes. It's like it will be like a disruption in our society.
Thank God.
Yes, it's time.
Yes, it is time. And just to clarify, Kevin is going to have a major role in helping create this new future city.
We'll have a big part to play in it since the people currently placed in the high chairs of government of state ruling, those are being controlled. But I had shared with Kevin that he will, figuratively speaking, break down the walls of the politicians and walk amongst them, but not affected by them, and get more people on board to bring the forth this new city. There is a huge awakening happening. There are things happening, and our government is trying very, very, very hard to keep their hands on it. But it's like how can I describe it? It's like putting your hand in in a hose, like putting your finger on a hose, but the water's coming out with full force and it's trickling out. There's nothing that can stop the flow of it.
Thank you. And Kevin will be able to get more downloads about this now that he's been fully cleared of any infringing energies.
Yes, more things will be shown to him as you focus on it and meditate on it more and more, and we will assist him as I always have in the right direction, as long as he listens and actually listen to us or me, the one who's connected to infinite intelligence, source light.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing all of that. So he wants to know, or his dream is to bring more light and admiration to track and field and give it the proper recognition it deserves. Even create an organized league association in America. What is the first step to making this a reality now?
Reaching out to former retired athletes, people of influence here in America. It's not as difficult as he thinks it is. It's not. It's just that it wouldn't necessarily be an American league. It will be originated in America, but because there's such a stronghold with the NBA and the NFL, such billion-dollar organizations, they have their seeds of programming in people's minds where it's not only the fans of those sports, soccer included, it's just looked as a sport only for Olympics. But the athletes are just are real athletes, like NFL players. They're just as fast, if not quicker. A lot of football players actually run track and field. There was a former running back or receiver who participated in the Olympics in track and field. And a lot of football athletes use the trainings from track and field coaches to get quicker and faster. So it's relatively a foundation to a lot of the other sports. The only exception is there's no ball, there's no goal, there's no score, right? It's pure athleticism. It'll be something that will be more accepted and popular in the Central Americas, South Americas, Europe, and it'll be huge in Africa, as well as parts of Asian countries. That's where a lot of the people actually put uh, more seriousness as they do basketball here in America. They do that with their national sports, but track and field is on a different level when it comes to countries outside of the United States. So by reaching out to known organizations and former athletes, we'll get the ball rolling.
Okay, thank you. We have a few more questions I want to get through, but um, we're almost up on 6 hours now, so I want to get through these.
It's fine if we don't do all of them.
Okay, I'm trying to see if
We
you
can.
already answered some of them. I think some of these have been answered. Um, yes. Let's see. He wants to know what his experience meant on his shrooms trip.
That was an awakening. That was to really show him the depths and magnitude of the universe, the multiverse. There's so many other worlds and worlds and species and realities. It was a multitude of colors, like a kaleidoscope. Couldn't explain it then, but now I have the word for it. It was a kaleidoscope. It was more of an awakening into close the chapter in the effects that his mother has had on him.
Thank you. All right, we'll do two more because I think most of these you'll find that they've been answered, especially with the healings that he received. So he wants to know what negative sexual energies that are affecting his sexual performance and how he can fully remove it and allow to fully experience sacred tantric sex with his partner.
Holding on to, well, letting go of the expectation that he once had when he was a teenager, those sexual energies that came across when I was watching porn, and uh, the things that he allowed to fill his mind lowered his vibration, his sexual energy, and the women that he allowed to latch onto him and take his energy, because in past relationships, he's been, what can I say? It's like he's been like a okay, it's like there's like so many images it's coming for me to explain. So it's like not to sound cliche, but honey, what honey is to bees, uh, where they latched on to what it is that he was producing and offering, and the light that he had, that he shined onto them, that they were holding on to. And I guess another way of explaining it is like a cord, like a plug, right? Like your phone is dying, and this is the juice that you get from plugging in. That's kind of how he was to them, and that siphoned his his path to being clear. And there are recipes that he's come across to help with his performance. It was discouraged, but I would recommend for him to look and research more into it and find something that is natural, because not everything that he's seen to take is natural and will help. And exercise. Exercise will help a ton.
And now that he had all those infringements and entities removed, I'm sure that's going to help a lot too, correct?
Absolutely.
What else was I going to say? Um, I think we pretty much answered the rest of them. Higher self, is there any last message you want to give Kevin before we bring him out?
Stop doubting. I am always here, always. And believe in the power of your tongue, believe in the power of your imagination, believe in the power of your creativity. We've shown you time and time again that we've been here. We've never failed you. Now, you should walk with more clarity, more conviction, speak with more conviction, protect yourself with source of light. Believe in the knowing that you have. Believe in that you're part of the collective, you're part of healers and protectors, and you have such a huge mission, and there's no time for negativity, there's no time for doubt, there's no time for fear. There are people out there waiting for the things that you are bound to create. I am always with you. We are always with you. Surrender and let go, and all will be fine.
Thank you so much for sharing that last message.
Thank you.
Thank you for all the aid you gave today. With love and gratitude, I ask now for the aid of the higher self. We thank you for all that you did today. I ask now that all the energies we spoke to today will return back where they belong. We give thanks. Remember what was shown from the past exists in the past or anywhere else that we travel to today, and we will leave it there for your highest healing. As Kevin listens to this recording, he will continue to receive additional healing as needed for his highest good, and he will understand the importance of listening to this recording as soon as possible. It will comfort him mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. So I just want to see how you're feeling. Take your time sitting up.
Oh,
If you have some water, definitely drink some water.
oh my Jesus Christ, it's 11 o'clock? Oh my
How
God.
much do you remember?
Bro, I feel like it was like 3 hours.
Are you really?
It's 11 o'clock? Oh my God. I had absolutely no clue. I honestly thought it was gonna wake up and it was gonna say like 9:40.
um,
11 o'clock? Oh my God.
how much do you remember? Do you remember any yourself talking, or were you aware? Or
Why am I so moist? Oh my God.
you're probably just releasing a lot.
Do you see my face? It's like very moist.
Yeah, I can't really see.
Ah,
Well, it's good. You're usually when you're sweating, yeah, you're releasing. So you had a lot released. So I would definitely take a Epsom salt bath to help release anything, any residual toxins. Yeah, how do you feel?
uh, I want to say airy. Oh, that's a dumb word.
No, that's not a dumb word.
Yeah, that's the best way I can explain it. It's 11 o'clock. I still cannot believe that, bro. I am in shock.
Trust me, time kind of goes away with these healing sessions. It's yeah.
Oh my God.
Um,
Wow.
so you thought you were in there for like 3 hours?
I honestly thought when I heard 6 hours, I was like, nah, it was not 6 hours. It was not a fucking 6 hours. It was like I know I woke up to use the bathroom, but that was like
Let's see. If we started the hypnosis at 7. Well, so yeah, it's about 3.5 hours.
yeah, but still though, it's 11 o'clock. I was not expecting to see 11.
Well, 6 hours total. Yeah, but you were
Yeah.
um. So yeah, definitely continue to put your shields up daily now that you're clear. You want to keep it that way.
Hmm.
I'll send you some documents for aftercare.
Hmm.
But yeah, just sage yourself and ground, drink lots of water, and
Oh
just
yeah, water.
rest. Yeah, lots of water. But yeah, you received a ton of healing today and a ton of answers. So I know it's going to help you. And yeah, do you have any last questions or anything you want to, any comments?
No, my face is very oily. Oh my God. What the hell?
Yeah, maybe just take a bath or shower and rinse off your aura some more.
All right.
But yeah, I will send you that information and yeah, just lots of water and relax. But you
All
did
right.
awesome.
Thank you. All right. This was
You're
amazing.
welcome. All right, I will be in touch. Have a wonderful night.
All right, Jess. Thank you.
You're
Appreciate
welcome.
it.
Oh yeah, I'll send you a recording over soon too.
All right. All right.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
Have a good night.
Have a good night.
You too.